This is the first video of what I hope to become a new series on my channel. That is the history of each Kryptonite. Therefore, we of course have to start off with Green Kryptonite. Green Kryptonite was introduced in the Golden Age after multiple writers got writer's block writing Superman, since he was difficult to make real threats for. But he faced villains who were super smart, just like his arch enemy, Ultrahumanite. Yes, not Lex Luthor, but Ultrahumanite. Lex Luthor wouldn't become his arch foe until the Silver Age. And fun fact, the only reason why Lex Luthor is portrayed as bald these days is because of an artist mistake with Ultrahumanite, as one artist got the two mixed up, as Ultrahumanite was actually bald. But now he's a gorilla. What's this with DC and the gorillas? Like, there was Gorilla Grodd, Gorilla Greg, there's Monsieur Mala, there's a lot of, it's a lot. Why is DC obsessed with sentient gorillas? It's not even just DC, Marvel does it too. But I'm getting off track. There was also Mr. Mxyzptlk, who was an imp that could also take on Superman, but they needed a loophole to somehow make an average person to be a threat to Superman. You know, just someone off the street, like a random mugger, or a guy in a tank. You think that's a joke, but Superman in the Golden Age, for some unknown reason, so many of his villains, including Lex Luthor and the Prankster, continuously went after him with a tank. Like, you can go to more than one story in the Golden Age where he got attacked by some dude with a tank, because somehow that would beat the Man of Steel. I mean, it's better than a gun or trying to fight him hand to hand, but why? Like, why a tank? Enough about tanks. So Green Kryptonite would be tested as a concept first on the Adventures of Superman radio series that lasted from 1941 to 1950, and they got a pretty positive response. This was also the same series that introduced Perry White and Jimmy Olsen. Therefore, in 1949, Kryptonite would be brought into mainstream comics in Superman issue 61. It would be explained as being a meteor from Krypton that affects Superman's physical body, making him ill. While Green Kryptonite just popped up here and there in the Golden Age, it became a huge plot point in the Silver Age. Almost every story where Superman fought Lex Luthor, Lex would have Kryptonite, either to use to try to kill him, or pull a prank on him, because it was the Silver Age. Even Jimmy Olsen used it for a prank, or try to kill him with it. It wasn't very clear. At the end, Jimmy Olsen would like sneak this piece of kryptonite and it would like pretend to try to kill Superman with it. But at the end of the comic, it says, "Oh, it was a prank." But I'm not convinced that Jimmy Olsen wasn't trying to kill him with it, because it really seemed like he was trying to. Why did he have it? Why would he make a prank? Okay, I'm getting off track. Kryptonite nowadays is known as a huge part of Superman lore, with numerous villains using it. Even Metallo has a literal kryptonite chunk in his chest. Kryptonite has even given Lex Luthor cancer after he used it to power his armor. Meanwhile, on the 2001 to 2011 CW show Smallville, Kryptonite was nearly in every episode. This is because it was responsible for creating the meteor freaks, who were usually the freak of the week. Kryptonite even inspired Batman into making his Justice League failsafe. Kryptonite has made its way in more than just Smallville. It's appeared in every single adaptation of Superman except for those animated movies from the 1930s and the 1950s TV show. And other than that, every single television show, every single movie, every single cartoon that has Superman in it has had Kryptonite in it. It even was a plot point on Batwoman when Ryan got shot by a Kryptonite bullet from Hush, giving her Kryptonite poisoning. That was a huge plot point in the second season. It's been turned into multiple different weapons, from swords to guns to knives, all by Lex Luthor, of course. Kryptonite is just not going away anytime soon. It has become such a huge staple in Superman canon and Superman lore. It's up there with his glasses and his red cape. It is that iconic. So, yeah, do you think Superman needed kryptonite to stay relevant in the 1940s? Well, 1949, I suppose, because it was the tail end of the 1940s. But still, do you think he needed it, or do you think he could have worked without it? Personally, I think he needed it, especially because I think he would have issues with actual villains, and how would Lex Luthor, take him on? I think there's so many interesting stories that are evolved about kryptonite that we wouldn't have had if kryptonite didn't exist. So I'm really glad kryptonite existed. I mean, I bet Superman isn't, or Supergirl, or literally any Kryptonian. But us as the readers, we get to read about it and how Superman has to deal with it and feel vulnerable, which I think is also a great way to show his humanity. Because If we didn't have Kryptonite, we just like, oh, he's invincible. He's just super nice. He's doesn't have any problems. But in actuality, this green rock that is for some unknown reason everywhere on Earth, which I'm still confused about, can just kill him. Even though it never has. Well, okay, it has, but it usually doesn't. It just weakens him, but it could kill him, which I think is pretty, not, I was going to say cool, but that's the wrong word. It's pretty, it's a really interesting concept. I just really, really like Kryptonite, and I'm really glad it is here to stay. That's my opinion on Kryptonite. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you hate it for Superman's benefit? Do you like it because you hate Superman? Do you hate it because you love Superman? Do you love it because it gives us more Superman stories about him? Comment all that down below, and like always, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!